So he said, how much would tonight's sleep be worth? I said, to sleep. How much? Okay. You know, if someone just looks at me now, I'm looking for 100,000 naira to restart my business. But if someone gives me, say, 500,000 naira, and I can pay one of the people that just called me to buy some more time, and I have another 500,000 naira to play around with, I know what I can do with money in that business. Then he asked me again, how much? I said, sir, 1 million naira, I will sleep. Guess what? He called his bank and said, stop the purchase of that generator. Yes. And I'm sharing this story because I don't know who is in this room. And you think your back is up against the wall and it's over. I'm trying to share with you things that I have been through. Because it's easy to celebrate Pretty Miss Farmer, the glamorous farmer, right? But it didn't happen overnight. I have many nights of tears. I've been called names. I am not married. So imagine what it's like in Nigeria. I remember what Yvonne said. It's so easy for us to judge people, but we don't know what they're going through. Right? So this entrepreneur got a new lease of life. He cut me a check for 1.5 million naira. And he asked me, you would go home now, get a new change of clothes, go to the salon, get your hair done, and look like my daughter. You will go to the spa, and do all those nice things girls do, and go and watch a movie. When you're done seeing the movie, I need you to go home and sleep. And when you wake up tomorrow, we can talk. With a check of 1.5 million naira in my hand, sleep was not hard though. I called my girlfriend. I said, Mops, where are you? She said, I'm in my office. I said, I have 500,000 naira for you now. She said, no, Musu, what have you done? Which of those people have you succumbed to? I said, none. God showed up. He's not late, he's always on time. I'm about to lose it, but he showed up. Guess what? That journey started. Today, it's over 10 years since that episode because I'd been in business for about 4 years. But the last 10 years have been the most phenomenal 10 years of my life. And I'm excited about the next 10 years. Because over the last 10 years, I have birthed all the visions that, you know how we all wake up, I don't know if it happens to you, but I probably have like 6 or 10 journals by my bedside. One journal for a different vision, you know, so I write it down. I write it all down, irrespective. And my first land acquisition I bought through a newspaper ad. It was advertised for 18 million naira. That day, I probably had 10,000 naira in my bank account. And my staff said, Auntie, you have started again. We don't have money. How are we going to go and negotiate? I said, let's go. Even my Bible says, come buy without money. We bought it. We drove 2 hours into Ogun State. We met the man. And you know what he asked me? Why farming? My response to him was, why not farming? There's only one thing man cannot do without after taking in air. We can all choose not to wear new clothes. We can all choose not to build new houses. We can choose not to buy new cars. The ones you bought, Seth, how many can you drive at once? You can only sit in one car seat space at a time. With the 10 cars you parked in your garage, have a rethink, my dear wealthy man and madam, sirs and madam. Because the moment you move from one seat in the owner's corner to the other, your driver in front will ask you, Madam Shawa, all right. Because that means that something... So guess what? That was my response to him. But I didn't go empty-handed. And I remember the same for Dr. Kolade. I went with a cake. It was all I had. So for this man, I didn't know him. I went with chicken liver from my farm. I went with some fruits from the shop. And we went. And you know what he said to me? How do you intend paying? He gave me 7 years to pay for that property. That was how I bought my first 25 hectares. That's the story of my life. Newspaper ad. So please don't limit yourself. It was an ordinary newspaper ad. And I bought the newspaper that day. And the advert was there. Now here's another twist to that story. That day, when I gave him the gizzard and the liver, I didn't know he had a health challenge. The gentleman was battling cancer. He called me that night to say to me, and this is where values come to play. He asked me when I said, I will buy this land, sir. He said, I will give it to you. I said, why would you do this? He said, when you spoke to me on the phone, you said something. You said, Daddy. He said, that's what fathers do for their daughters. That night, his first daughter died in England. But he called me the next day to say, I lost one, but I gained another. I didn't have to spend 7 years to pay him for the land because he refused that I took another bank loan. He watched me grow this farm, try my hands, lose my money. I got a notification on Facebook by one of the gentlemen who worked with me on that property. When the advert went out, he put a comment on Pastor Boju's wall. And he said he testifies. I don't know if you're in this room, Ayodeji. Thank you for sending that note because I know I am one of the meanest bosses on the face of the earth. Because I know what I want. And I don't suffer fools gladly. And I know what I've been through. But I beg for forgiveness. I'm not ashamed to admit when I'm wrong. And I learn from everyone every day. So I bought 25 hectares, my dear. And the journey continued. In Ogun State, where that property was, we had to move out after 2 years. And I'll tell you why. When we do not educate our people right, our citizens, you know what happens? People find life harbors vacuums, right? So in that community, one of the biggest things they engage in is smuggling. They ride Okada to bring rice through the border because we're close to the Idiroko border. And I will be on the farm with my workers and we will occasionally hear gunshots. And the place became unsafe. So I had to lease property elsewhere, but we still have the farm, thankfully. So it wasn't always easy, right? But one of the biggest challenges I faced was finding workforce. By my 30th birthday, I realized that my staff turnover had risen tremendously and I couldn't just retain workers. I was going to Cotonou to hire workers who will work for 10 months and go home on holiday for 1 month. And I just thought I couldn't continue that trend. So I decided to start an initiative in Nigeria called the Abira Agribusiness Support Initiative. Let me interest you. I'm excited to see that even the little work that I have done, there's a new cadre of young people coming into the ag space now and beginning to leverage technology to drive enterprise. I have a few slides, but I won't want to bore you because there's so much going on in the ag space. If you could help me with that slide, the one that said, what do you see? It would help us greatly. Whilst they try to pull that up for us, I will share some opportunities. Thank you. So the question at the point was, what do you see? For me, current agricultural sector looks like, and I want to open our minds to think out of the box. Don't think about me, the farmer, But think about the opportunities that are available in the ag sector, and let's all begin to plug in. Because